Hope you are able to see my screen. In order to see the full screen, you have the option in the down to choose. If you click on these three dots, you have an option. Click on full screen, then you will be able to see any full screen. Okay. In the bottom, you have three dots, right? If you click on the three dots, then you will be able to see the full. Here you have an option to select the full screen. Let me mute everyone. There is some noise. Yeah. Yeah. First of all, thank you everyone for joining demo today. So, to brief myself Hitesh, I do have overall of around 14 years of experience in IT, and in Snowflake around 6+ years of experience. Mainly, I have worked on data side. Um, this is pretty much about me. So, coming to this course, right? Who this course is for? What are the prerequisites for this course? And what is the market trend on Snowflake? Those things we'll try to discuss today. So if you take who this course is for, right? If you are already working professional, working on IT or non-IT on any domain, okay, even if you are complete fresher, right? If you don't have any experience, or even if you are complete fresher, since we are going to start from the basics, right? Here, I mean, for Snowflake, what is the prerequisite is? It's good to have SQL knowledge. Okay, if you have database or SQL knowledge, it is good to have. But don't worry, even if you are completely from non-IT background, or if you are not aware of database, we'll be getting started from SQL basics, database basics. Okay, we'll have usually how it is Monday to Friday we'll have Snowflake sessions. Every Saturday we'll have SQL session. Okay, database and SQL session. So even after this demo, like the very first session that we are going to start us with the SQL session. Then one after the first SQL session, we'll get started with Snowflake content, because you should be familiar with the database concepts. What is a database, and what are the different SQL commands? Okay, it see here SQL is the prerequisite. SQL, even though it is a programming language, we call it as a programming language, not like Java or Python. It will be easy to learn. It will be like general English. Okay, and the main prerequisite for this courses, as I said, it is SQL. And even if you are not from database background or SQL background, you don't no need to worry. Okay, because we'll be getting started from basic to advanced. Okay, and if you're already from database background, as I said, so every Saturday we have a skill session, right? Well, you can skip those sessions. I'll be keeping posted in the group about those that information, which usually Monday to Friday it will be Snowflake content. Every Saturday it will be a skill session. Okay, that's how it goes. And after this demo, the first session will be on SQL. Then from second session onwards, it will be Snowflake contents. Okay, because to understand the Snowflake concepts, right, you should be familiar with uh, this database concepts. Okay, and you no need to install any software even for practice of Snowflake. Okay, you don't need high-end laptop or desktop. Okay, we need, I mean, you are going to practice like the whatever we are going to discuss. uh, since Snowflake is software as a service, you'll understand what is software as a service. You just need a browser and internet. You will log into Snowflake like the way you log into Gmail. Even at the trial account, you have 120 days free trial. Okay, you don't need to pass any debit or credit card details. It is only with your mail ID you can sign up for this trial account, and we can you can get started. And Snowflake, it is not licensed. Okay, we'll understand the technical reasons why clients are moving to Snowflake, what will be the demand for Snowflake, all these reasons. Because the first thing is, if you are learning any technology or skill, right, you should know what will be the future of that particular technology, and um, like whether it is going to help you or not, right? So you have a lot of technologies, but why in specific you have to learn Snowflake is, um, if you take, we'll see the technical reasons also. One of the reason is it is not licensed. Okay, You will pay based on the usage. Okay, even your clients, and there are a lot of unique features in Snowflake. And as I said, I'll be explaining you the technical reasons why Snowflake is demanding. Okay, here why Snowflake is demanding is it is a suppose Snowflake started booming say since 2020, 1920 onwards. Snowflake started booming. It is a new technology. Okay, it is purely built from scratch on cloud. Okay, you know, right? Nowadays, you have heard all the clients are moving to cloud, right? So Snowflake is built purely on cloud. Okay, so here, like since 2020 onwards, it started booming, right? So clients, what they're looking for is the candidates with. Let me show you. Whatever is your overall experience, even if you're already working, I mean, 3 to 4 years of relevant experience on Snowflake is what they would expect since it is a new technology. Okay, since all of a sudden it started booming, there was a shortage of resources in the sense of who knows Snowflake, who really worked on Snowflake. I mean, there was a shortage in terms of resources who knows Snowflake and who has got experience. That's why even now there is demand for Snowflake, and a lot of clients now also they are moving to Snowflake because of its advantages and the um, features that Snowflake is providing. Okay, so now, for example, you have generative AI, this Chat GPT, LLMs. You know, right? AI is trending, right? Already AI features are also available in Snowflake. Already they are provided by Snowflake, software as a service. I'll explain you by end of this demo. You'll get full clarity on at least on high level why Snowflake is demanding with technical reasons and logical reasons. Okay. Here, I mean, what will be the packages that you are going to get on Snowflake? For suppose if you keep 2 to 4 years of overall experience, right? Up to 15 lakhs is what expect. Usually, I mean, what will be the packages that you get on average on Snowflake is suppose you have 4 years of experience. The average is 4 into 3 and 4 into 4. I mean, if you have overall 4 years of experience, overall 4 years, that is 12 to 16. Okay, at least on average 15. Okay, so if you have say 6 years of experience, for example, then 6 into 3 and overall experience. I mean, out of that, they would be expecting 3 to 4 years of relevant experience out of your overall experience. Okay, so 6 into 4. This is the average packages into years of experience into 3 and 4. That is the average, or I mean, packages what you are going to get. Okay, even in typical service-based companies. In if you're getting any opportunity in product-based companies, you'll get even more packages. Okay, but on average, into 3 for sure. Years of experience into 3. That is the average package. 3 and 4. Okay, so now if you take compared to earlier, I mean, for other technologies, the demand has gone down a bit. I mean, the opportunities are not as expected. But for Snowflake, it has got even now the market is good and there are a lot of opportunities. A lot of our candidates, even now, every week at least, 4 to 5 candidates are getting placed from the previous batches every week. So if you show dedication and learn, for sure you can get an opportunity. And here, why our candidates are able to get more offers and why they are getting succeeded is the course and the content is structured. You will get proper guidance. Okay, let me show you. So daily basis, I mean, in as a part of our training, right? On daily basis, you're going to get for each topic. Suppose if you click the table types and time travel, each topic, end of the session, you will get the recording. You will get interview preparation kit with questions and answers, the scenarios with solutions on that specific topic. What what sort of questions you would get in interviews and what type of scenarios with solutions. Okay, and then you will get the detailed document, okay, on that specific topic, and the SQL code, okay, the code SQL code which we have used in that session for your practice. Okay, so you will get complete resources, and where we have figured out that where candidates are lagging is in the project explanation. When, since you are going to claim certain experience, you need to have, I mean, um, you need to explain the project with confidence, right? So we are going to have, I mean, detailed project overview session in the end, and then you will get, I mean, the as a part of your interest, what you need to explain, that self introduction and project overview, what you need to explain, right? That you are going to get. Okay, I mean, after end of the training, you are going to get these contents for your further interviews. Okay, so for project explanation, what is the self introduction you have to give in interviews, all those stuff as well. Okay, yeah. Now coming to the, let's get started with the technical reasons why Snowflake is demanding, and why it has. I mean, even now the demand is more for Snowflake, and compared to other skills. The main reason why you have to learn Snowflake is the demand is high and content is restricted. It is not a vast content like other technologies. Okay, and it is easy to learn restricted content. Okay, and it is a demanding skill. Okay, even now. So I mean, here we'll have total 50 sessions. Okay, we are going to have total 50 hours of content. You'll get to know, we'll discuss that in the end. Let's see the first technical reasons. Okay, so why Snowflake is demanding, why clients are moving to Snowflake. So as I said, right, um, in our regular sessions you'll get complete clarity, and as I said, we will be getting started with database basics, right? On high level, in today's demo I'll explain. Okay, so if you take any database, you would have heard about Oracle SQL Server. At least Oracle you would have heard, right? It is a database. In the sense, we basically it is a relational database management system. In the sense, if you install that software, either Oracle or SQL Server in computer, we call that as database server. Okay, so all your data, right, in the back end, suppose any bank, or any like any of your e-commerce websites or applications, Android applications, in the back end, this Flipkart, Amazon, or any bank, SBI or HDFC, any of these banks, where the data is stored in the background, is it will be stored in the database. Okay, it will be stored in the database. So so if you install any of this softwares, Oracle or SQL Server, in one computer, we call that as a database server. Okay, in that server, all your data will be stored in the hard disk of that computer. Database server is also a machine, a computer. In that machine, all your data, it will be stored in the hard disk of that machine. And if users try to access that data, right, through network, so you need compute power, right? So even if you have to play a game, right, on a computer, you need compute power. So here, mm, like how you would get that compute power when users tries to access the data from your database server through network, it will make use of the compute power of the same machine. Okay, it will make use of the compute power of same machine. So here, now, right, data is growing very fast. I mean, compared to earlier, data is growing very fast because of Internet of Things, digital devices. They take the banks itself. Compared to 10 years back, 15 years back, now after everyone has internet access, and they're kind of log into net banking, and they'll do a lot of transactions, right? Because of this UPI. Okay, so data is growing very fast. For each and every transaction, there will be entry in a database, right? So since volume of data is growing fast, what sort of issues you face in it? Since it is a single mission, if volume of data increases and if number of users increase, you will face performance issues, right? You'll when um, many users are trying to access, and if volume of data is high, you'll face performance issues. To overcome that, in case of regular databases, relational databases, you can increase the capacity of this machine. That is, we can add a more hard disk. Okay, more you can upgrade to high end processor. You can have more RAM. Okay, you'll add more RAM. These kind of things you can do, right? So that is, we'll upgrade this machine. Even if you upgrade this machine to a high end computer, okay, but still there are if volume is high and number of users are more, still there are chances you'll face performance issues, because think logically. Okay, um, see, these relational databases we can scale vertically. Vertical scaling is like one big mission will do all the work for you. One big mission. Okay, say even if you are a very talented person, take someone is very talented person, for within his limited time, how much work he can do? There is a limit, right? You cannot do all the work, but if you can distribute that work to multiple people, okay, then you can get that work completed faster, right? Okay, so that is horizontal scaling. That is, if you distribute the workload to a group of computers, okay, if you distribute the workload to a group of computers, those machine is nothing but computer. Okay, so here if you distribute the workload to a group of computers, then they will work together for you and complete the work faster. That is horizontal scaling. That kind of horizontal scaling you cannot do in regular traditional databases. Okay, you can scale them vertically. That is, you can increase the capacity of single machine, but you cannot distribute the workload to a group of computers. Okay, so you'll to overcome this, right? This challenge of horizontal scaling. If you take, you would have heard about big data, right? Hadoop big data. Say 7 8 years back, that was a buzz. All projects, they said they're moving to Hadoop big data, but big data projects, the success rate is very less, because there are certain like flaws in the architecture of Hadoop. Okay, we'll discuss that. What issues you face with Hadoop big data? So, I mean, we'll have a Snowflake architecture session. Okay, as soon as we get started with Snowflake contents in regular session, that time you'll get complete clarity on what flaws you have in Hadoop architecture also. Because see, this background is required. Why clients are moving from, see, nowadays from multiple traditional databases, and even from Hadoop, the data is getting migrated to Snowflake. Okay, so you should so even during your interviews, right? What, and they'll ask questions on why you are migrating to Snowflake. What are the challenges you face in traditional database, or what are the issues you faced in Hadoop? Because who are taking interviews on Snowflake, those panels earlier they would have worked on database. Okay, so they'll ask these kind of questions in order to check your understanding. So you should know all those things. We will be discussing in detail about all these things in our regular sessions. So here on high level, what is the main advantage for Snowflake architecture is, basically Snowflake is a modern data cloud data platform. It is available as software as what I'll explain what is software as a service, and it is available on all leading cloud platforms. That is, what are the cloud platforms? We have Microsoft Azure. From Microsoft side, we have Microsoft Azure. From Amazon side, we have AWS, Amazon Web Services. From Google, we have Google Cloud. These are the major cloud, public cloud platforms, cloud providers. Okay, Microsoft Azure, from Microsoft side Azure, from Amazon side AWS, and from Google we have Google Cloud. So Snowflake, it is available on all three clouds. See, that is another main advantage why Snowflake is demanding. This is also one of the reasons, because irrespective of, see, few companies might be using Azure, Microsoft Azure. Few companies might be using AWS. Few might be using Google Cloud. Irrespective of which cloud your client is using, right? If you learn Snowflake, you have got demand. Okay. Uh, this is also one of the reasons. And technical architecture wise, what advantages I'll explain. Before going there, let's discuss about cloud. Okay. We are saying Snowflake is available as software as a service, right? Let's understand about this. What is software as a service? So basically, guys, in 1 hour, I mean, if you are not from IT background, or if you are not familiar with these things, in 1 hour you will not understand everything end to end. In our regular sessions, we'll be discussing in detail how much ever you can understand, you can try to understand. But in regular sessions, we'll be going from basic to advanced. That time we'll get full clarity. Okay. So from in the public cloud providers, as I said, from Microsoft you have Azure, from Amazon you have Amazon Web Services, AWS. The full form is Amazon Web Services, and from Google you have GCP. GCP is Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so what are these cloud providers and how they would operate? Say, I was telling about this traditional databases, right? This traditional databases, relational databases, Oracle, SQL Server. So if your client is maintaining all these servers on their own, okay, I mean, that is this database server, right? If your client is maintaining on their own, we call that as on premises. Okay, let me show you on premises. Here. See, usually if your client is maintaining all, I mean, the database server on their own, we call it as on premise. Okay, that means in their premises they'll maintain that server. Basically, any client, right, any company, they'll maintain multiple database servers, not just one server. Multiple servers will be there. One server, database server for say you take a case of bank. They might have separate database server for core banking services, one for insurance, one for credit. Okay, that way, based on the application, they have different businesses, right? So for each business a separate database server. That way they would maintain. And for analysis, for data warehouse, separate server. Like that they'll maintain, so not just single server. So one second. Yeah. So we are going to have multiple servers, right? Multiple database servers. So all those servers, database servers, if they are maintaining at one place, you call that as data center. See, you'll get more clarity on this in our regular sessions when we start with database basics. Okay, but if your client is maintaining all the database servers, right, at one place, they need to I mean, store all those, I mean, maintain all those database servers are in a room, right? Take in a specific room or a specific place. They have to store all those or manage all those database servers, right? That we call it as data center. Okay. So usually, if client is maintaining data center on their own, right, that is like on premises. So if they have to maintain on their own, then what they have to do? They need to manage infrastructure means they need a space first, and they need to buy those computers. Database server is also a computer, right? So they need to buy those computers, and they need to take care of security. It's not just physical security, even network security, all those things also. And electricity, they need to provide. See, they need to see, if you have to do business, say case of bank, or you would have seen, right, server is down, sometimes it will show. Server should be always up and running. Nowadays 24 by 7 you can do anything. Even in the night also you can transfer amount. So these servers need to be up and running all the time. So you need to provide electricity for that, continuous electricity. And suppose you take this softwares, which one, Oracle, SQL Server, they'll release new versions, new editions every two years, every 1 year. Okay, with new features they'll release new versions, so you need to upgrade them. Even hardware also they need to see, as per the trend they need to upgrade, because I mean, it is kind of, what happens, it will slow down, right? If you're using old, say 5 years back computer, or 10 years back computer what you have bought, now you cannot work on that. It will be slow, right? I mean, now you're getting latest hardwares, right? You need to upgrade to that. Okay, so all these things your client has to do. Your client has to do all manage, I mean, manage all these things: infrastructure, security, electricity, software, hardware upgrades, all this. If your client is maintaining data center on their own in on premises, right, they need to manage all these things. Okay, they need to invest money for buying the computers, and they have to, I mean, buy a space or rent a space. Okay, and they have to take care of security, electricity, upgrades, all those things. Okay, there will be admin activities also, other things. But in cloud, what cloud providers, any of these cloud providers are doing is, they will manage data centers across the world. They'll manage these data centers across the world. Okay, I'll show you when we create Snowflake trial account, right? I'll show you. I mean, we can, when you can host Snowflake in any cloud, in any region. So they're maintaining data centers across the globe, right? We call that as region. So they have they have data centers in Dubai, even in India, Mumbai. A couple of Microsoft has got a data center. Singapore, they have got data center. Okay, even recently, if you heard, even in Vizag, they are starting. Microsoft is starting a new data center. That way, across the world, there are data centers. They are going to manage data centers. Okay, they will manage. Cloud providers will manage. Okay, what we can do, the users or the clients, the companies, what they'll do is, they will host, say suppose I need a machine in cloud, I need one computer in cloud for some say database, maintaining database itself. You can get whatever configuration it is, even high end, very high end computers you will get. You can choose the configuration, what is the capacity of RAM, hard disk. Okay, and processor, all these things, what configuration I would need. And you don't have to buy that computer. Suppose you need one computer only for one day, you can pay only for one day. I mean, for usage, for using that computer, you'll pay only for one day. You are not buying that computer, and you are not managing all these things, electricity, all those things. Okay, so that's the advantage with cloud. So here, these cloud providers, it's not just computer, I mean, virtual machine, what you are going to get. There are a lot of services in cloud. Okay, these cloud providers are providing a lot of services. So those services, okay, there are three models how they would operate. There are three models on how these cloud providers would operate. They would provide their services. One is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. I'll explain them. Okay, these three models are based on how much, I mean, your client want to manage. I mean, how much your client can manage and how much the cloud provider can manage. I mean, each service is categorized into any of these three categories based on how much your client want to manage, how much the cloud provider has to manage. Okay, that is your service cloud provider, like AWS or Azure or GCP. Let me show you examples. You'll get clarity. Suppose you take on premises. On premises, you means your client. Here, you means your client, your company. Okay, whichever company. You take case of bank, then bank. That bank has to manage. If it is on premises, means everything. On premise means, you know, right? If your client is managing on their own, that is like on premises. So we have, um, like, your client has to manage uh, networking, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, that is operating system installation. Okay, runtime, middleware, data applications. When all these things your client has to manage, when if it is on premises, if they are maintaining data center on their own. Okay, but in cloud we have these three models, service model. What are those? Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Guys, why you need this to understand this is Snowflake falls under software as a service. Okay, because here, if you see infrastructure as a service means, see here, you managed by Microsoft. If it is Azure,
Azure cloud. If it is Azure cloud, it will be managed by Microsoft. If it is AWS, managed by Amazon. If it is GCP, managed by Google. Okay, here these things, whatever are highlighted in, whichever are highlighted in green, they'll be, I mean, those they'll be taken care by cloud provider. Whatever are there in blue, your client will take care. Your client has to take care. So if in case of infrastructure as a service, the name itself it says, right, infrastructure as a service. You will get a virtual machine in cloud. You'll in simple terms, you will get a virtual machine in cloud, one computer in cloud. You can choose what configuration you need. So your cloud provider will provide these things: storage, networking, servers, virtualization. What you have to manage, that is your client has to manage this. He has to install the operating system, either Windows or Linux, whichever he wants, and then he has to install whatever softwares he need, runtime and onions. When suppose he needs SQL Server or Oracle, he can install that software, and he has to manage his data and applications. Okay, infrastructure service. In case of platform as a service, what your I mean your client managers has gone down. What I mean, say even operating system, middleware, the runtime, that is software also will be provided by um, Microsoft itself. I mean, from the cloud provider itself. Cloud provider will provide the operating system, runtime, those things also. What your client has to manage is he has to manage their data and applications. Data and applications. Okay, that is platform as a service. Platform as a service. So in platform as a service, what your client will manage has gone down, right? What your client has to manage has gone down. Software as a service means even data and applications are managed by cloud provider only. Okay. So example of software as a service is Gmail. You'll sign up and perform, right? You'll kind of use it. Okay. Snowflake is also software as a service. That means your client doesn't have to worry about any of this infrastructure management or security. Okay, Snowflake will provide in the background. What you need to do is you need to create your tables, load your data, use that data. You don't have to take worry about all other backend management, infrastructure management, all those things. Okay, since Snowflake is a software as a service, whatever is trending on data side, now Gen AI, generative AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, those are trending, right? Since Snowflake is software as a service, in the background, Snowflake has already given those features. There already those features are available in Snowflake. I'll show you. Okay, let me show you the user interface for your reference. This is the Snowflake UI. Okay, here you can see in the worksheets. Here is where we will kind of write our code, SQL code. Okay, it supports other languages also, but primarily we'll be using SQL. Okay, so SQL, you can write your queries here. You can see session wise we'll be discussing the queries like this. I mean, we'll have the worksheets like this. Here is where we can run our code. Okay, you can log in. I mean, how I have signed up for this is, as I told you, right? Like Gmail, you can sign up for Snowflake and you can start using. Here is where we can practice. You don't have to install anything. Okay, and you can see there are a lot of things. See, Cortex AI, agents, analyst, AI Studio, AI, artificial intelligence related, machine learning related models. Okay, these are all new features of Snowflake. They're recently added features. They're not there since long. Since Snowflake is software as a service, they have added all this AI, ML services also. If your client wanted to use them, they can use. Okay, they don't have to move to any other product or tool. That's why it will not get outdated. Snowflake will never get outdated because I mean, if anything, any new feature is trending on data side, they'll include that feature in Snowflake. Okay, they're adding any new feature that is trending on data side in Snowflake. If you, that too, the core, I mean, architecture, the core is same. On top of that same architecture, they're including all these features. So that your client doesn't have to look at any other product. Okay, that's the reason it has got demand, and clients will not kind of look for any other products, and a lot of new clients are also coming. Apart from that, there are other reasons also. So in terms of architecture, Snowflake architecture, right? We have the main advantages. It is available on all three public clouds, and here in Snowflake, see, observe. I hope you are able to see the screen. Let me put it in full screen. You are able to see my screen, right? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, we are able to see it.
Snowflake architecture. Snowflake architecture. Storage is separate. If you take relational database, traditional databases, storage and compute will happen in single computer. It is coupled. Storage and compute are in same machine. But in Snowflake, storage is separate layer, compute is separate. Compute is query processing. Okay, you have a separate layer, and cloud services. Three layers we have in Snowflake architecture. Okay, so the main advantage of Snowflake architecture is in terms of architecture, storage and compute are separate. Storage is separate, compute is separate. Both are not coupled. It is decoupled. Snowflake is decoupled. Storage is separate, compute is separate. What is the advantage of this? See, initially Snowflake started as a data warehouse. You'll understand what is data warehouse. I mean, in Snowflake sessions, the very first session what we discuss is data warehousing. So data warehousing is the way. What is data warehouse means? It is the way you design database for analysis purpose. For analysis, okay. So I mean, when you are using it for analysis, you may not need compute all the time, right? Take the case of bank itself. Okay, the night there might be transaction there to certain extent, but not fully, right? You like the way we do transactions in daytime. There will not be much transactions in the night, right? Also, especially analysis. If you are doing analysis, night or the weekends or say whenever during holidays, analysis will not be done, right? That much, maybe 1 or 2 hours they will do. So whenever, since storage and compute are separate here, whenever you don't need compute, we can suspend that. You can save the compute cost in cloud, right? In this cloud, any of the cloud platforms, even this AWS, Azure, GCP, they have a lot of services. So where they'll make money is compute power. Storage costs are minimal. Storage costs are minimal in any cloud. Okay, any cloud. Any cloud you take, storage costs are minimal. Where they'll make money is compute. Okay. In here, the advantage in Snowflake is since storage and compute are separate, whenever we don't need compute, we can suspend virtual warehouse. What is this virtual warehouse? Let me explain on high level. For compute in Snowflake, to run anything in Snowflake, we need compute power, right? So how we would get that compute power to run our queries? Okay, suppose in Snowflake, here in my UI, let me show you. Here in my UI, I need to do select star from table name. Guys, if you're not from SQL background, don't confuse. We will discuss from basic SQL or database. So that time you will get clarity on what is the select statement. See, now I ran query, right? How I would get this compute power to run my query? Using virtual warehouse. See, I have selected this ETL warehouse. This is the warehouse I have selected. Okay, you will get to know. Don't worry. I'll show you how to sign up for this account, trial account, and what are the different SQL commands. Okay, select statements, create statement, all those things we'll discuss. You'll get clarity in regular sessions. So here, in case of Snowflake, right, how you would get compute power to run our queries is using virtual warehouse. What is a virtual warehouse? In Snowflake, how you would get compute power is using virtual warehouses. Okay, what is a virtual warehouses? It is a cluster of compute nodes. Cluster means group of nodes or machines. I already told node or machine. Node or machine is nothing but computer. Okay, wherever in our further sessions also, wherever we mention node or machine, it is nothing but a computer. So virtual warehouses, cluster of compute nodes. That means group of computers. Okay, virtual warehouse is nothing but a group of computers, a cluster of compute nodes. Okay, so compute power means what? Your processor, RAM, your SSD storage, that comes under compute power. So virtual warehouse is a cluster of compute nodes, right? It comes in different t-shirt sizes. Virtual warehouse, extra small, small, medium, large, XL. Okay, so virtual warehouses comes in different t-shirt sizes like extra small, small, medium, large. Okay, XL. This way up to 6XL, up to 6XL. Okay, 6XL. So XL, so extra small means you will get a compute power of one machine, cluster of one compute node. Small means cluster of two compute nodes. That means a group of two computers power you would get. If I choose virtual warehouse size as medium, I'll get compute power of four machines. That is group of four computers power I would get. Large means I'll get compute power of eight machines. In the background, if I choose the warehouse size as large, I'll get compute power of eight machines. XL means 16. That way it keeps doubling. So you can observe extra small means 1, small 2, medium 4, large 8, XL 16. This way at 2XL 32, 3XL 64, 4XL 128, 5XL 256, 6XL 512. That is up to this much 6XL, right? I can increase my warehouse size anytime. Okay, let me show you here. See, this is medium warehouse size. Medium warehouse size. I have another one, extra small. This same warehouse size also I can increase or decrease. We know regular sessions will discuss that how to do. So medium means I'm going to get in the background what cluster of four compute nodes. That is group of four computers power I would get. So I can increase my capacity up to 6XL. I'm a compute power capacity. I can increase up to 6XL. That means in the background, I'll get compute power of 512 computers, group of 512 computers power. So in within fraction of seconds, I can increase the warehouse size up to 6XL if I need. Okay. So that means what does that mean? In future also, your client doesn't have to worry about compute. I mean, uh, it is like almost unlimited scale. Okay, so storage also, storage in Snowflake, all your data will be stored in storage layer in cloud. In the background it will be stored in cloud. In cloud there is no limit in terms of how much volume of data you can store. You can store even petabytes of data. And how you will pay cost is based on usage. Based on usage, say you are storing on average 1 terabyte of data. For the entire month I stored 1 TB of data in Snowflake, I'll pay $23. Storage cost is very minimal in any cloud. Snowflake it will be still less. Why? When you load data into Snowflake, the data gets compressed by default. In Snowflake, when you try to load any data, by default it gets compressed and encrypted. So you are going to pay storage cost on top of compressed data. Compressed 1 terabyte of data if you are storing in Snowflake in storage layer, on average per month you'll pay $23 for the entire month. If you store 1 terabyte for the entire month, you'll pay $23 on average. Okay, query processing it is based on usage. Okay, you'll pay per second basis. For compute, how you'll pay for virtual warehouses based on the warehouse size. What is the size of your warehouse? And per second basis. Suppose you used for 125 seconds. The virtual warehouse is active for 125 seconds. Then you will pay cost only for that. So whenever you need bigger warehouse, you can use that bigger warehouse. Again, you can decrease the warehouse size. How much time you use that bigger warehouse size? Suppose you used it for 3 minutes, then you will pay exactly for 3 minutes. Okay, here it's not just up to 6XL. This warehouse, virtual warehouse, you can scale vertically and horizontally. There are two types of scaling: vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Vertical scaling means what it is it is nothing but increasing the warehouse size. You'll understand in our regular sessions we'll discuss. You can scale this virtual warehouse horizontally also. Then in that case there is an option auto scale mode. So if you set your virtual warehouse to auto scale mode, it will add, suppose you have selected, for example, see, with the volume of data which is available now, okay, in real projects, we don't use up to 6XL. But you have the flexibility to increase the warehouse size up to 6XL. Max you will use XL or 2XL, not beyond that. But in future, if volume of data still grows, then your client doesn't have to worry about compute at all or storage at all. It is like almost unlimited scale. And how you will pay cost is based on usage. Okay. And suppose if you are using 6XL warehouse, okay, still that capacity is not enough. Sometimes during peak time, number of users will be more, right? Okay. Sometimes during, right, some there will be peak times. Suppose big billion days are happening. Some peak timings, peak days, right? There will be the you would require for certain duration, you would require still more compute power. In such scenarios, right, you can set auto scale mode. So this, suppose 6XL warehouse, if you set it in auto scale mode, based on the workload, suppose if number of users are more, it can add up to 10 clusters. If queries are waiting for compute power, then it will automatically add additional clusters up to 10. That is, you can increase the virtual warehouse capacity up to 5120 compute nodes. 6XL means a cluster of 512 computers, right? A group of 512 computers. Whenever there are queries are waiting in queue, Snowflake will automatically add 10 clusters, up to 10 clusters, max up to 10 clusters automatically. That means 512 into 10. One cluster size is 512, right? Up to 10 clusters it can add. So 5120 compute machines power you can scale. So practically, I mean, it is like almost unlimited scale. Now with single mission in your regular databases, traditional databases, with single mission you are able to run your queries and manage. But in Snowflake, they can scale up to 5120 compute machines power. Okay, and how they'll pay cost? Only based on usage. I mean, right now they're not going to pay. If in case in future if they need more power anytime, they can increase the warehouse size. Suppose I need bigger warehouse only for, let's say I need Excel or 2XL only for say a couple of seconds and a couple of minutes, right? I can use only for that. Suppose I need it for 90 seconds, then I'll pay cost only for that. You got it? So this is the main advantage, technical reason why clients would prefer Snowflake, because they don't have to worry about the storage or compute. They'll get how much ever compute or storage they need up to like whatever volumes they want, and they'll pay cost also separately. Storage cost is separate, based on usage they'll pay, and compute cost is separate. Whenever you don't need compute, you can suspend this virtual warehouse. See, virtual warehouse I can suspend. If you suspend virtual warehouse, you're not going to pay any cost. That's what I'm saying. So how much time the warehouse is in running state, only for that you need to pay the cost. Okay. And let me explain about a couple of features of Snowflake. So you have, I mean, since Snowflake is software as a service, right? In the background, right? Whatever is trending on data set, they'll include that feature in Snowflake. The core is same, the architecture is same. On top of the same architecture, they'll add trending features so that it will not get outdated and clients doesn't have to look at some other product. Okay, like say that way you have Cortex, generative AI service, LLM models, document AI. Nowadays, right? It's not just structured data. Unstructured data means your PDF, images, audio files, video files. This kind of data is also growing. You have features in Snowflake, AI features in Snowflake, which can read PDFs. From PDF, it will extract the text. It can extract the text out of PDF. These things you cannot do in regular databases. Got it? And um, suppose you have audio file. You wanted to say there is a I mean, right? If anyone calls customer care, that conversation will be recorded, right? So they will try to analyze what the clients will do is they'll try to analyze that audio, okay, whether it is positive sentiment, negative sentiment, how the conversation went. They'll do analysis also, okay. So I mean, out of your audio file, you can extract the transcript, that is text out of that audio, and analyze and it can give with the AI. You can extract text out of audio, and it will do analysis, summarize what is that call, what happened in that call, whether it is positive or negative. This kind of analysis also it can do. Got it? With the new features which Snowflake has, it has got game changing features. Okay, like Cortex, and Document AI. There are a lot of other features also. So what I would like to say is, on high level, it will never get outdated, sort of, since it is software as a service. There are a lot of features. Suppose, for example, Snowflake has got marketplace. What is this marketplace? This is also again another new, game changing feature. Say, right? Say, as for example, um, there is a wealth management client. Wealth management means, right? They'll provide recommendations on stock, buy this stock, sell this stock. Okay, if you have to do that analysis, you need the trading data. See, there are a lot of Indian clients are also using Snowflake. National Stock Exchange, right? Indian stock market, like National Stock Exchange. You have BSC and NSE. NSE is also using Snowflake. Okay, Swiggy is using Snowflake. The Indian clients are also using Snowflake, not just US and UK clients. Okay, so suppose, take the case of, uh, wealth management client. They if they have to provide recommendations on stocks or any mutual funds or anything, they need to analyze all that data, right? How it is getting traded. Okay, all they need all that data. So if even in case if I am loading all that data into Snowflake, okay, that is public data set, right? How a specific stock is getting traded. All the stocks you will pull and you will try to do analysis. So you'll have to load all that data. Suppose I'm loading daily basis, whatever trades that are happening, I'm loading into Snowflake. Now I'm making use of that data for my analysis, since I'm a wealth management client. I can sell that data also. You have marketplace, Snowflake marketplace. So I can sell that data and make money. And since that is a public data set, I can sell that data and make money. It's not just data. You have data products, applications. Data applications are also there. Okay, this kind of unique features Snowflake has got. Okay, if your client wanted to do anything on data side, name any feature if you are familiar. All those features are available in Snowflake. Okay, so your client doesn't have to look at any other tool or product for their in the future. That's how it is even now. There are a lot of unique features like data sharing, time travel, zero copy clone. We'll discuss all of that in our regular sessions. Okay, so coming to the timings and the content, right? See, what are the mandatory topics that you need for Snowflake to crack interviews? Snowflake, SQL, data warehousing, and bit of cloud exposure. Mainly storage services we use in cloud, AWS or Azure. We will be covering both AWS and Azure integration with Snowflake. GCP in Snowflake combination projects are less. You usually know, right? In the public cloud market, right? If you take, majorly it is AWS and Azure. GCP percentage is very less, and Snowflake GCP combination projects are less, very less, not high. Okay, so mainly it will be Azure and AWS, along with Snowflake. Right now, whatever projects on Snowflake that we have, mainly it is on AWS or Azure. GCP Snowflake combination projects are very less, but it is not, even if it is GCP Snowflake combo project, it will not be tough. It is just storage service what we use in GCP. So we'll be covering AWS, Azure, both integration with Snowflake. These are the mandatory skills what you would need. Apart from that, if you have any ETL exposure, reporting exposure, it will be an advantage. We will be discussing Azure Data Factory, ETL in Azure, and DBT, which is a open source transformation tool. This combination has got more very good demand in market now. Okay, after end of this training, you can easily clear Snowpro certifications, and you can manage interviews, as well as once you get an offer, you can manage your work also. Even if you are claiming certain experience, 3 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience, if you are going to claim as well, you can easily manage your work. And duration will be 50 hours usually. As I said, mainly, Monday to Friday we'll have Snowflake sessions. Mostly it will be 7:30 to 8:30 morning, 1 hour. After 8:30, I'll be there until all your doubts are clarified. until everyone's doubts are clarified. Okay, and we'll have, and Saturday we'll have SQL session. Sunday there will be no session. So it can be either 7:30 to 8:30 or 8 to 9 on the weekend on Saturday. Sunday there will be no session. Okay, probably our regular sessions will have SQL session on Tuesday. I mean this Tuesday, and Wednesday onwards regular Snowflake sessions will start. Okay, if anyone has any questions, we can discuss now.
Hi, I'm
Yeah.
Shazin. I currently work at Oracle with around 4.5 years of experience, and this Snowflake is quite new to me.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
just yep. Though just my question was like, we know like you will train us all those technologies and all, and also regarding the interview preparations and which will help us during the interview. But my question, like which is hunting in my mind, is like, how can we survive inside the company once you crack the interview? So work related things. Since we claim the relevant experience, all those things, how can we manage the work when we join the company, like after 3 months or 4 months? So how it will like how this training or course will help us in surviving the company post getting placed?
Yeah. See, the thing is, in our regular sessions, we are going to discuss in detail all the in real projects what work you do, right? Suppose you take any feature of Snowflake, what is the real use case in which where we'll use that feature, okay? And then I mean, what sort of challenges you get when you are working on a specific feature, how to overcome that. Okay, the sessions will be more practical. Got it? You will get to know what you are going to do in real projects. So end of this training, even if you are
Mm.
going to claim experience, like you will be in a position. I mean, a person who has really worked on Snowflake, right?
Okay.
He also may not be aware of all these features, what you are familiar with, and what are the use
Mhm.
cases, how you will use. You will be in such a position if you are, I mean, for properly following our content. And
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you don't have
Regular.
to see our candidates who got placed, right? Who has
Mm.
claimed certain experience also. There, I mean, no one has any issue in terms of work. Got it?
Okay.
Some
Okay.
candidates probably sometimes there'll be issues with the background verification and all. Those issues also, I mean, can be sorted out. Our team will sort out on those issues as well.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you. That was my query, and
Work-wise,
thank you
so
for
far, no
clarifying it.
candidate faced any issue. Okay, because
Okay.
we'll after end of this training also there will be mock interviews and all.
Okay.
So if you
Okay.
are
Okay.
if you are well prepared, then only will be processing it. We will take it to the next level.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm.
And so tomorrow will be holiday, right? We'll start from Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow there will be no session.
Okay.
From Monday we'll have a SQL session. Wednesday onwards, regular Snowflake sessions will be there.
Okay. I mean, like tomorrow, Monday, like you will have.
Tomorrow no session. Tuesday we'll
Okay.
have SQL session. Wednesday onwards, regular Snowflake sessions.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, so
Yeah,
how many days it will take to complete training?
it will take 55 days.
55 days. So it's almost 1.5 months or 2 months.
Yeah, yeah. Max two
Oh,
months.
max.
Mm.
Okay.
Hello.
Sir, can
Hello,
we
sir.
get a
If I
recording
know
of this?
SQL,
Mm. Yeah, yeah. You can go one by one.
yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Sir, can we get recordings on our mail or WhatsApp, sir? Where?
Yeah, you'll be getting on the mail.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Mm.
Sir, I
Yes,
properly
sir.
my background is aeronautical. So, are you going to teach us from scratch?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
this is
I haven't
totally
told you,
for
right?
unknown to
The
me.
first lesson, what we'll be getting started with SQL. Okay, SQL basics, database and SQL basics.
Okay.
Then we'll be moving to Snowflake. Yeah, and every Saturday we'll have SQL session also.
No, no, you're right. But are you going to teach us from
Yeah, it is
scratch?
from basic scratch. Yeah, from scratch.
Okay, okay, okay. So, the course duration will be 2 months.
Yeah. 55 days.
Okay.
Sir, SQL, like how much SQL should we know? Like I know up to joins. So will there be anything needed complex SQL queries, or is it okay with basic SQL queries?
Yeah, mid-level of SQL is what is required. Okay, joins mainly for analysis will do. Yeah, if you're familiar till joins, that would be great. Whatever is required for you, right, in terms of work and for your interviews also in SQL, all that we are going to discuss. Okay, if you properly
Okay,
follow what we are going to discuss, that is more than enough for you to
okay,
manage
okay,
your work
sir.
and crack interviews. Yeah.
Okay, sir. And do I need to know stored procedures as well?
Yeah, we'll be using stored procedures also, but it depends on the client. And one more thing is in Snowflake, see, you have, I mean, Copilot. See, there is a feature. See, get AI suggestions, right? Here,
Yeah.
suppose you wanted to create a procedure, you don't have to write the procedure from scratch. In general English, if you give create a procedure for, let's say, for example, loading data from one table to other table or something, whatever you need, right? If in general English, if you ask a question, it will generate the script for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, like if you are smart enough, you don't have to write code from scratch or do fully on yourself. If you are
Yeah,
smart
yeah. We
enough,
just
yeah, you'll get that code also, whatever procedure code or whatever SQL code you need, right? If you in
Mhm.
general English, to ask a prompt, that is question, how to ask, then you will get the code also. Got it?
Okay, 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 okay. And is it going to be kind of the complete data engineering profile job, or do we need to know ETL, ELT, or anything like that, or just we need to do with the database and data lake
Yeah. See,
operations?
it is mainly sort of, see, there are different um, things in Snowflake. Mainly data engineering is what we are going to discuss. That has more opportunities and more demand compared to other
Hmm?
things. Okay, so if you're familiar with ETL, that is well and good. If not, also it is fine. I mean, mainly I explained you, right. These are
Yeah,
the mandatory
mandatory
topics.
skills. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, hi.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yep.
we have this hands-on sessions in between the classes, or how is it
No,
like?
no.
Will you be
So
giving us some sort of
during session,
exercises?
yeah, during session, if you want to see the thing, the problem what we have observed is, I mean, if you are parallelly practicing, right, you will not be able to concentrate on what I am telling. You will miss out points. Got it?
Okay,
So
okay,
that's the reason we are sharing the recording. During
okay,
we would recommend, during the session you can focus on what is being explained. Later
okay,
you can go through the recording and you are getting the code also. See, suppose whatever
okay.
I'm using, whatever
Mm-hmm.
code I'm using in a specific session, you would be
Okay,
getting the code also, right? I have shown you. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
like any topic,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be getting that code, SQL code, and the detailed information. Whatever is discussed in the session, recording, okay, that specific day's recording, you'll get the code, you'll get that entry preparation kit and detailed document, right? So you can practice later,
Okay,
after the
okay,
session is done. That is because during session parallel, if you try to do, you'll not be able to focus. If you are stuck somewhere, then you'll not be able to concentrate and proceed further. But
oh,
after the session is done, you can practice, and if you have any doubts, you can ask in the next session also.
okay, okay.
End of
Yeah.
the session, you can ask all the questions. Suppose 1 hour session, right? We'll have after, suppose 7:30 to 8:30. After 8:30, you can ask whatever questions you have from the previous content also.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Hmm.
Sir, do we need to take any subscription from Snowflake or
No, no,
AWS or
no, no.
anything for
No,
practice?
I'll explain you how to sign up for a trial account. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You
Okay.
need, so for this trial account, right? Suppose you this particular trial account, you just need a mail ID to sign up for this. Okay, I'll
Okay.
show you that in our in sessions, like once we get started, regular
Okay.
sessions. Hmm.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
It just
Sir,
takes 5-10 minutes. Yep.
yes, myself from testing background. So once
Hmm.
I migrate to the Snowflake, is it I'll be moving to like developer jobs, like or like testing Snowflake testing? That's
So
the kind.
see, Data validation also will be testing and validation things also will be done in Snowflake. You can try for both, but
Okay.
more opportunity will be on developer side. See, if
Developers.
you are from admin background, testing background, there are opportunities as a tester, admin also. Okay, but um, I mean, you can project your profile in both ways. Like say, you can add since we'll be discussing what kind of validations you do, all those things also. You can put in your profile. You can put both. You have worked on testing and development. Then whichever opportunity comes, right? You can, I mean, try for that.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
We have Snowflake admin roles also. For admin roles, I mean, opportunities will be less in the sense compared to developer or data engineer, but competition is also less. You hardly find profiles on admin in the Snowflake admin side. So if you are from admin background, you can try for them. Testing also you can try. It depends on in a project, right? If you have say 7 8 developers, you'll have one or two testers, one tester mostly, right?
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this course, do we need to have any prior knowledge on like cloud services, or will it be taught during the course?
Yeah, we'll be discussing whatever level of knowledge you need on cloud side, that we'll be discussing. You don't have to worry. Say,
Okay.
you can assume even if you are complete fresher, you will be able to understand this course. By end of this training, you'll be in a position. If you are going to claim certain experience, also you will be able to manage that level of knowledge you would get. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
If you already have some experience, I mean, exposure, then it is well and good. Okay. See,
Okay.
it will be from basic to advanced. Even if you have already worked also, I mean, it will be for them also. It will be helpful because we'll be discussing in depth. So it is
Okay.
from basic to advanced. So it will be helpful for freshers as well as experienced. If you have worked on any other technologies.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, hello sir. I have one question. Is Snowflake alone sufficient, or do we need to also other services like Python, Airflow, DBT, additional cloud services required for this?
No, that's what I told you, right? So these are the mandatory skills. Apart from that, if you have any other, if you know ETL or if you know DBT, Airflow, that it is based on the project requirement. Okay, but even you take service-based companies, how they'll hire is based on these mandatory skills. Apart from this, if you know, if you have some exposure in any ETL tool, reporting tool, that is well and good. So we'll be discussing ADF, Azure Data Factory, because nowadays a lot of AWS has already matured to certain extent. A lot of new projects on Snowflake are in Azure combination. So Azure Data Factory will be the ETL which they are going to use. That ADF integration we'll discuss, and DBT. You can check Snowflake plus DBT has good opportunities now. Okay, so the dbt is a transformation tool. It will be also simple to learn. So we'll be discussing that combo. You'll get, I mean, more opportunities. You don't have to worry. Okay.
Yeah, okay sir. So does DBT require deep coding knowledge, or
Yeah.
is it
No, that is
sufficient?
also SQL itself. It is a transformation tool. It will be simple only.
Okay sir.
That
Thank you.
also dbt also they won't expect you to be expert. Okay, because that is a new. Earlier it was not there. Compared to Snowflake, it is still new. DBT. It is a transformation tool. Since last 2 3 years, 2 years probably it is a kind of booming. Okay, so and they would expect you to be at least knowledge of these ETL tools, the ADF or DBT transformation tool to a certain extent, not an expert to say mid level or at least knowledge, right? Then you'll be given priority. That's how it is.
Sure. Okay sir. Thank you.
Hmm. Whatever skills you would require for you to get an offer, right? So that we are going to discuss. Don't worry. Whatever level of knowledge you need for you to manage your experience and get offer, those skills we are going to discuss.
Yeah, sure sir. Thank you.
Hmm. Any questions? Yeah.
Yes. My shift time and the class times, these are colliding. Uh, so it's fine, right? I listen to the recording later on after class.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can probably at least whenever you have Saturday also we will have session, right? That
Yes.
day also you can clarify your doubts.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Hmm. Any questions or doubts from anyone?
Nothing from my end. I think we should be good.
So as I said, we'll have SQL session on Tuesday, and from Wednesday onwards, regular Snowflake sessions will be there. If you're not from IT background or if you're not from database background, I would recommend you to join. You can start from the very first session, that is from Tuesday. SQL session, database SQL. If you're already from database background, you can join from Wednesday. If you already know SQL and database, then you can join from Wednesday. Whoever has doubts, they can stay in the call. Others can drop off. I'll be there for some more time if anyone has any doubts.
Thank you, Ritesh. I'll be dropping.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Yep. If anyone has any doubts, we can discuss. I'll be there for some more time. Any questions, doubts from anyone?
Can we connect one-to-one once whenever you are free?
Who has referred you?
This is Pawan.
Yeah, you can speak with Pawan. Well,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, demo session also will get recording. Chandrasekhar, Faizan, Ufan, Mani, Mohit, Mohnish, Roop, Shabaz, anyone, any question? Srikanth, Varun.
Hi, sir.
Is there any offline
Sir,
sessions, offline classes provided by you?
No, morning 7:30 to 8:30 we'll have session, right? That time it will not be possible for offline. For you also it will be tough to come by then.
In upcoming days?
No. See, wherever it is, you have to get the content, right? You need to, if you are focusing, if you have doubts, you can ask. It is live training only. It is not, you can ask the question end of the session, whatever you have questions. The ultimate goal is you have to learn, right? Whether it is offline or online.
hi, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, apart from SQL, do we need to learn the other programming language like Java and Python and all?
No. Java is not required. Python, if you have knowledge, it is well and good, but it is not mandatory.
Okay.
Even in case if in any project if they're using Python, mainly pandas is what they use. It will be easy only if you have to learn pandas. I can help you with the
Okay.
content, what you need to prepare. It depends on the project. Okay.
Depends
So
on the
client
project.
to client, project to project, it varies what combination they'll use. But
Yes,
as I said, the mandatory skills are those. Apart from that, if you know any other technologies, it will be advantage.
it will be the advantage.
Mm.
Thank you, sir.
Mm.
So, like, I have one question. Like, I have completed my engineering in 2019. After that, I am working in non-technical.
almost it's 5 years I have completed in non-technical field. After completing this course, can I shift into IT, sir?
Yeah, you can. If you learn properly, you can. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone?
We can build data pipelines using Snowflake, right?
Yes,
Building,
we can.
manage, optimize.
Yes, we can.
Further Python or any other programming language required?
No. In SQL only we'll be building. Like say you'll have you have a couple of features in Snowflake. You'll understand that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about certification, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's from Snowflake or from your company?
Yeah, we can provide from our company also, but if you do Snowflake core certification, I mean Snowflake site certification, it will have value. So you can easily clear that by end of this training. The course of Snowpro Core or Snowpro Advanced Architect, those things also.
Is it paid? I mean, for
Yeah,